So for you, like, okay, so you've done this Juliana Down thing. It gained, a certain amount of success in the country specifically. Like I said, you get the go-to guys. So, going to you, like, as a person, how did you feel, like, from your high school self and, powering through, powering through all the years, like all the hardships and all the things that you had to go through and so on, how did that, I want to put myself in your shoes right now to just understand, what did you go through? Like, what did you go through to break through these difficult situations that you're in? And you're in quite a few situations over the years. Yeah. One thing that I love about you is that you're incredibly positive. As a person, you're an incredibly positive person. Honestly speaking, I'm not just really positive person. And I love that. And that's why I think it's a good message for you to be out there, like put you out there. So I'd like to know, like, how did that go through with you?
I don't know. I guess you get into some situations in life where you kind of have to decide, right? And it's normally the tough situations, like the seriously tough situations. Yeah. We're like, look, I can either absorb all this right now and break and like let it completely, change the course of your actions or your life or whatever it is, or just try to look at the positives.
Yeah.
Even if there's none.
Right.
Sometimes there's really no positives in a situation, but you're like, you just move on.
You got to power through.
Yeah, just go through it, and I mean, there's so many difficult situations. Of course, leaving high school, I never had the opportunity to go to university.
Okay.
So I left high school. Yeah, I left high school straight into. And it was a conversation I even had with, I remember even until now, Salah, who used to be our keyboard player.
Great guy. Shout out to Sol, man. The guy is awesome, man.
So we were talking, and I was like, so, what do you think? And he was, of course, a little bit older, so I was like, so what do you think I should do? Stick to the music or find a job? And it was not an option for me to go to university, because at that time my mother was going through cancer.
Right.
And there was a lot of, like, of course, bills. And I was the only child, so I was kind of faced with a situation that I had to get a job and pay the bills.
Right.
So there was no option.
Yeah.
So we were going through. So I was going through.
And
you
were what, 19 at the time? 18 at the time?
Yeah, 18, 19. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So basically, I was going through that experience with my mom for 10 years. So
10 years.
She was going back and forth. Did about 10 operations, a lot of chemotherapy sessions. Wow. Took a while. She was diagnosed at when you were. So when I was 17. She never told me, though, because I was going through my exams. So she never really told me at 17.
Oh, wow.
She kind of told me when school was done. Then I was like, okay, well, now we need to, we need to figure this out. So that's when I started working, and then I was working in medical insurance, because the reason why I went into medical insurance was partially because they were providing insurance for my mother. Right. So that okay, well, it made sense for me, instead of me paying or trying to cover the bills, which were insane. I was like, at least there's that benefit, what kind of takes care of the bills. So
right.
11 years down the line, I was still in insurance.
I know, you stuck to that job for a while.
But I left.
You left, but still, 11 years at one place. And then,
so, it was a good experience.
So how was it like being an 18, 19-year-old and just starting to work in such a serious environment? So what was your first...
I had no clue what I was doing. Honestly, I had no clue what I was doing. And I think, like, of course, as time went by, my position got bigger. I think... Leaving the company, I was assistant vice president of the sales division, and it was a great experience. But I think, like, the reasons why I got into it was specifically to help my situation with my mother.
Survival.
Exactly.
Reasons.
So, but it wasn't me, right? It was never me.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was doing the music on the side. That's why I was doing my, let's say, more creative things on the side. So it came a time where. I had to make a decision whether to stay in the insurance field or not. And I thought, so many things came to mind. I decided to leave and stay in India for about 10 days.
In India?
Yeah.
For about 10 days, okay.
I kind of just went like, drop it. I literally dropped the ball, went to India for about 10 days. Met up with a friend of mine who's a film creator from New York, who came and also met me in Goa. So me and Sari's our guitarist, we've been to Goa for quite a few times. And I kind of just wanted to disconnect, I kind of wanted to just be in nature, on the beach, whatever, you know what I mean? So And of course, there was a lot of thinking going on, and like trying to understand, if money was not an option, what would I enjoy doing? What is the one thing that I would do for free? What is the one thing that I'm happy to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning if needed, and do it for 12 hours, and I'm still cool.
Right.
And it was something to do with content creation, or with creativity in general, whether it's music, videos, just being creative. You know what I mean? And so that was my main driver, and that's why I was doing music in the first place. And now it's evolved into film as well, like into creating videos and movies. So I came back, and I had an offer from another company who does insurance as well, to join them, and it was a stable, great offer and everything else. And I had another door that led me to either creating, let's say, my own company with a partner, and no securities, no salary, no nothing. You kind of like just do it on your own.
Yeah.
So I let go of the insurance job, and I decided to do my own thing.
Okay.
So now I've got a content creation, video production company.
Excellent.
With a friend of mine as a partner as well. So for the past 4 months now. 3-4 months, and it's been going cool.
Wow,
it's been
man.
going good, man. Yeah.
So
I just actually hired my first employees.
Wow, must feel good, man.
It is, yeah. It's a bit of responsibility. I think for me right now, the fact that like there's an employee that I need to cover the salaries, it kind of like pushing me to make sure everything is all right. It's been a great learning experience.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky to also activate like different relationships that I had in the market. So, but I mean, so this year was a lot of learning in terms of creating sort of a channel, or a brand with, of course, my partner Tom, that identified with who I am more. You know what I mean? And I thought, you know what? At the moment, it's not about the money. If I'm able to create something that people appreciate, and they're telling, like the feedback is, it's great content, and it's something that they're willing to consume and pay for it, I'm happy. Like it's who I am more than dealing with insurance.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say insurance.
I've got the knowledge right now about it, but I'm probably not gonna.
But I think that's what's incredible. It's that your stories are one of perseverance. You were faced with such a heavy choice at such a young age. And you had to like take on the world, right? That's your first decision. Like our decisions at 18-year-olds, like general 18-year-olds, like, what school do I want to go to? And like, I'm gonna, mess around for the next 4 years, and like, just all I gotta do is pass. But for you, it was like, you had to face reality much earlier than most of us. And it's good that you had friends like Saul to guide you through that time. And I remember, like, during that time, you still did what you had to do with Juliana Down.
Yeah,
you still gave your all, your heart, your soul into that thing. You're taking care of your family. And that, to me, was so admirable, like for a person to actually do these things. And, I was very much in touch with you at that time.
Yeah.
And never have I ever felt that you were down, or you were, like, maybe you dealt with it in your own way, but... It's just I always respected that about you, that you had that you had that outlook to life that was very different than ours, that very different than ours.
I think it's just like a choice that you make, and it reflects on yourself, right? I mean, there's been so many times, of course, I was down, I was dealing with a lot of things personally, and I think the people really close to me probably knew about it, and like,
of course.
But I was like, but why should it affect everybody else, right? So let me deal with this, maybe with 1 or 2 very, very close people, but then like that's it.
Yeah, so
no,
of course. And then
you learn from it, and you just move on. I think, but it's fine, man. It's okay.
It's you moved on, and now, like, you did the Juliana Down thing, and of course you've seen some great milestones with Juliana Down. And I think that's why I love talking to you about Juliana Down, is because even though a lot of the bands during the beginning of this podcast, where we were talking about the bands that were in the scene and all that, a lot of these bands fizzled out. And that would discourage a lot of people. That would be like, the scene is dead. I'm just gonna throw in the towel and I'm good. But you guys, even though you lost drummers, you lost guitar players, you lost
100%.
You just kept you built that band again and again and again and again, and it kept going.
Yeah, the challenge, especially creating let's say a band or a group of people coming together to do something in Dubai, is because the city is such a transient city. It becomes super difficult for you to say, or to even guarantee that the same group of people are going to be the same or here 10 years down the line. So I think we
You're
had to
absolutely
reform the band maybe 4 times.
I think you're one of the few people that I've known from like over 10 years ago that's still in the
Still here,
country.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So, and you're right, there is a transit mentality
Yes.
here that,
Yeah, yeah.
although I'm seeing that changing, I think people who grew up here and were born here, they're more likely to stay longer periods
100%.
rather than people who come to work here at a later age and then they leave, you know. But yeah, even with that, you kept going with Juliana Down. I think at some point you were the only original member left in the
me
band.
And Sari, me and Sari.
Oh, was Sari one of the original founders?
Sari originally played bass. And then when
no way.
Bayan left, he played guitar.
Oh, I didn't
Sari
know
was
that.
playing bass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So